Shipwrecks tell a colourful history of world wars, plotting politicians and sunken treasure. I'm heading out to sea to investigate the underwater secrets of Ireland's coast.
Charise McKeon is part of the GSI Infomar team, who are using sonar imaging technologies to identify and catalogue shipwrecks submerged in Irish waters.
Tell me about shipwrecks in Ireland. How many of them are around the country?
Yeah, Kathriona, we've a database, the Shipwreck Inventory of Ireland, and that indicates to us that there's probably about 18,000 shipwrecks. Yeah,
that's incredible, 18,000.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
So there's lots of various sources, like historical sources, the Lloyd's Registry and things like that, where any mention of these shipwrecks going down, dating back into, Spanish Armada time and that, right back into history.
So how many of those wrecks have you mapped, and why do we need to know where they are?
Not quite the 18,000 shipwrecks. We've just over 360 shipwrecks in the Infomar database, and we map those just so that they can get a more accurate position. We know where they are, we know the water depths, but also then kind of from the human perspective of it and the marine heritage perspective. So we get like a modern day snapshot of the shipwrecks on the sea.
And what are the kind of well-known wrecks that we might know of?
Yeah, so there's quite a few. We have a lot of the wrecks that pertain to the World Wars, particularly World War I. Probably the most infamous one, Kathriona, is just literally 22 kilometres off the shore of Kinsale here, would be the RMS Lusitania. That went down in May in 1915, torpedoed and attacked. Over 1,100 people lost their lives on that. So it was quite a massive tragedy,
Yeah,
and
the whole southern coastline have stories of going out 22 kilometres to try and save people.
This is it, and from the map you'll see that the south coast and the east coast of Ireland particularly, it gives you a sense of the traffic at the time, in particular, en route between America and England as well.
I suppose when we kind of think of rusting ships underwater, we don't think of the environmental consequences of it. Are they something to be worried about?
Well, I think research has shown, Kathriona, that shipwrecks can actually give a better diversity of marine life. And actually, in some cases, they've actually deliberately sunk a wreck in order to kind of entice a bit more diversity in the marine life below.
And you're a geologist. Why are you so interested in wrecks?
It's the human connection the shipwreck brings. Every shipwreck, be it a known or unknown one, has a story. It was built somewhere, it was used for something. So it's something that's quite special to see. I mean, we all love rocks as geologists, but they wouldn't have the same connection,
Yeah.
The thousands of shipwrecks hidden beneath the waves reflect our country's seafaring heritage. They may rest in relative silence along the seabed, but these sites provide a visceral and emotional connection to ill-fated voyages, historical world events, and ultimately human tragedy. Many shipwrecks are underwater graveyards, and any wrecks over 100 years old have a heritage order placed on them to prevent people from disturbing or damaging them. Accurate shipwreck mapping helps to maintain that protection and preserve these extraordinary time capsules of our hidden past. Charise and the survey team show me how they are engaging high-resolution sonar technology to visualise the seabed below us.
So what we've done here, Kathriona, is we've taken the real-time data that we've surveyed today, and we'll see an image of the seabed here looking down upon it. And we can actually zoom in closer here, and what we're looking at is, in fact, a shipwreck sitting here on top of the bedrock. This is one, the Folia, which was one of the World War I wrecks. The warmer colours indicate a shallower area of water. And then you can see as well, the structure of that wreck, how it's lying. This is really interesting geology along here. You're seeing lots of really nice stratigraphy here, and then moving off out into the deeper water areas as well.
Like, it looks so detailed.
It is, yeah.
And tell me what kind of technology you use to map the seabed.
Yeah, so all of the vessels that we use would have sonar technology. The essence of that is we send a sound signal down to the seabed, it bounces, we time it to come back up, then we know the water depth.
So you have the sonar is pinging away and sending you the real-time information, but how do you put that into a map?
You have to know a lot about computers in this job. It's an interesting concept is you're taking what just looks like lines and lines of data and dots, and essentially you're just gridding all those dots together to give you this topographical type image.
So you're just crunching huge amounts of data?
Absolutely, yeah. So here we have a 3D image of the Lusitania, and this 3D view here actually allows you to see great detail of it. So just to explain to you.
Is that on its side?
Yeah, so it's lying on its starboard side. And just to give you a perspective of that, what we've done is we've actually managed to sort of superimpose what the Lusitania looked like. But you'll see this is where the chimneys were. You'll see where the brakes are in the base of the vessel itself. And then you can depict the bow and the stern side of the wreck itself. So, you know, lots of different ways you can interrogate and use this data to see the state of these shipwrecks on the seabed today.
This information then it goes onto the Admiralty charts, which is what people use to navigate the seas.
Yeah. I mean, that is our ultimate goal, is to update those navigational charts, the Admiralty charts, to give safety at sea priority. People know where they're going, they know the depth of the water, they know if there's an obstacle or a navigational hazard that they need to be aware of. That's the main game, yeah.